Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Beyond the Sewing Room. I'm Diane. So if you're new here, welcome, and if you've been before, welcome back. So today I thought I'd share my latest make. It's another sort of scrap or stash busting project and I'm wearing it right now. Talk about that a little more in a moment, and also a little bit about patterns and pattern books and how to make blocks and to just show blocks in books. Now I have a few books on this topic, but I've also found a really good one at the library this week that you will probably want to rush out and have a look for. So you want to check your library system all the time for craft books and have a look at the search engine and pop in what you want. You'll usually find that in your, wherever you are in the world, you can find them and they can be ordered from other libraries and they'll be sent to your local one. So it's always a good idea to do that. So first of all, I'm going to talk about what I'm wearing. So this fabric, I had it for a project that I did for work, as often happens, but I had, as usual, small amounts, strange size pieces left. And this happens quite a lot. And obviously, if you're buying fabric for any project and you're cutting out and you have to cut it out on the grain line, you'll always find you get certain pieces left that are not quite big enough to do something with on their own, or they're just an unusual shape. But if you get a little bit creative with them, you usually find you can do something with them, even if it means making up a top or a garment or something from it, which is sort of a mishmash of other pieces sometimes, but you can create some really nice things that way. On this particular occasion, it was just a case of laying out the pieces a little bit differently and also changing a couple of the details. So I'll show you what it is. I've used it before. I shared it in a previous video, mainly because I find it's a really good fitting top and I love the V neckline. So again, I've used this one. We've got Mimi G here on the front. She has some lovely ideas, some lovely styles, and it's by Simplicity and it's 8177. So I have made in the past a long line jacket or sort of long vest, if you want to call it that. And then there's a wide leg trousers, but it's the top that I love. So the top from this pattern is such a good fit and the neckline is so nice on it. I've used it again and again and I've mixed it up with other patterns as well. So that's what I've used. And on this one, it is sort of a longer t-shirt, but because I only had these small amounts of fabric left from this particular fabric, which is a viscose jersey, by the way. If you're interested, I will link it in the video description, and it's a Minerva exclusive one of their own designs. Viscose jersey, have a look there. This is not sponsored at all, this is my own video, but this is what I've used, so I will link it in case you like it. And I have used this pattern before as well for a sweatshirt in the past with the navy blue background, so you can get the different backgrounds on this. You can also get it with a light one as well, if you like the print. It is quite wild, it might not be to everybody's taste, but I love it, and I love this colour. This dark colour is really calling to me at the moment. I love this dark sort of plum colour, and yeah, I think it goes really well with lots of different things as sort of a neutral. But yeah, we've got a print going on today. So what I've done, I've placed on my pattern pieces. I've had to move them around a little bit and make sure that they were right to the very edges, and I've taken off, let me have a think, how much did I take off? It was, I'll get my tape measure and have a look. Right, 10 centimetres. So I took 10 centimetres off the bottom of both of the front and back, which was fine for me because it's a longer t-shirt. All I want it to be able to do is either come past my waist on the outside, so I'll show you some images of it on so you can see where it actually comes to now, or usually I'll just tuck them in. So as long as I can tuck it in, or it's covering my waist and you're not getting any gape, so it's still a really good length. And then the sleeves, I had two awkward pieces left over, which were a strange shape. I placed them on top of each other, making sure that my pattern was going in the right direction. And then I've managed to cut out my sleeve, but as you can see, it's sort of not quite 3/4. I was going to do it 3/4, but I tend to pull my sleeves up anyway. So sort of, yeah, it probably is 3/4, not quite bracelet length. And then I tend to do this with all my tops anyway. So even if they're a full length down to the wrist, whatever I'm getting on with, I'm a person that tends to pull up my sleeve. Even if I wear a sweater or a cardigan, I tend to pull my sleeves up. So it didn't matter to me that they weren't going to be full length. So that's the length of the sleeve. And then of course you've got binding just here. So not a lot of pieces for this top, a front, a back, your sleeves, and then this piece to go around the neck to create the nice V. And yeah, you just cut that off from anywhere. You only need one piece. It doesn't have to be on the bias or anything because it's working on a stretch fabric, and you join it there at that V point and then you stitch it on. And I think it's just so easy. It didn't take me long. I had the music on while I was making it. It's a lovely top to make. So a really good pattern to have in your stash, especially because you've got the other garments as well if you're interested in making tops, trousers and jackets. So you can do the jacket the full length, or you could shorten it and make it either a crop one or a hip length jacket. Play around with that as well. So that's what I've made. And then also wanted to talk about was the pattern book. So I'll show you the ones that I've got. And I may have mentioned these in a previous video, but one of them I bought a couple of years ago, and then the other one I bought it myself a couple of years ago as well as a birthday gift to myself. And neither of these ones are cheap. So what I would like to say is the one that I got from the library is probably the one that you should go for if you're looking for the basics on making your own pattern, because I think it's fabulous and very easy to follow. And these two can be a little bit complicated in places. So I know a lot of people love this one. I'm getting glare, aren't I? Getting glare off the light. So I know a lot of people love this one, but I just found I've not really used it much because as for altering patterns, I do that pretty much my own way anyway. And I found it gets very sort of overcomplicated in places. So this one is using paper patterns and how to change them. So as you can see, lots of detailed photographs and instructions. And I just find it really long-winded. I've found I can do things so much quicker without all this messing about. But I know loads of people love it, so I know lots of people are going to disagree. But it shows all the different ways how to change it for a sway back, full bust, all kinds of information in there. It is very detailed, and I can see why lots of people love it. But using the paper pattern method, I just know that I find it's just easier to make things up, try things on and make your own adjustments that way. This book to me just seems like a really long-winded way of doing things, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I do have this one. You can dip in and out and look for certain things, but then I tend to find I use my own way anyway. For me personally, no, hardly ever used it. I've picked it up and I've read it from cover to cover. I've gone through it completely, but I've hardly ever found that it's one that I reach for. So that's the first one. And then this one is a really good one, but again, it's not a cheap book. Designing Clothes with the Flat Pattern Method. So again, this is a very in-depth one. Again, shows you go through all the basics of making a block. It really gives you full colour, step-by-step instructions. I think if you really know how to do it, want to know how to do it, I would go for this one rather than that one, which is altering patterns that you already have. And this teaches you how to make your own block, how to make alterations on them, how to put your own designs down on paper. And it really does go through all the steps. So there's that one. But the one that I think you should go to your library and get out, and I'm not a big fan of the Sewing Bee. And again, that's quite controversial in the sewing community, but it's just not something that's appealed to me over the past few years. I watched the first series, loved it, but then as time went on, it's not something I wanted to tune into. I would rather be sewing or reading about sewing or doing something else. It's not something that really grabs me. But I do think they make really good books, really basic detailed books for anyone wanting to learn to sew. And this one was in the library on the shelf. I didn't need to order it. I was just in the library picking some things up yesterday. I thought I'd have a quick look what was available, and I picked this one up. And I've just sat with it yesterday afternoon, and I think if you're looking to make your first block and alter the blocks to make certain details on things that you want to do, this one is really detailed and really easy to follow. And I think all the Sewing Bee books are really good, as I've said. They're all available in my local library and they're to pick up. So I don't own any of them, but having had a good look at this one, I might get a couple for myself second hand because they're just so detailed. It's got everything. How to put the patterns together once you've made your block. If there's a detail that you like, it goes into detail how to make things your own way. So how to cut them and tape them. So you cut another piece, you cut into it, you tape it. You don't ever cut your original block. But here it shows you how to change it to make flared skirt, straight skirt, different kinds of pleats. Same with the sleeves, it goes through all the different sleeves and how to change your block pattern to add in those sleeve details. It also goes into the styles of sleeves that are available and then how to create them. So let me find that page for you here. So that's this one. So it's the Sewing Bee, pattern drafting, and the author, I'm going to find the author for you. So we've got text by Caroline Axelson, edited by Sarah Hoggett, and photographs by Claire Nicholson. So it's Caroline Axelson who is the creator of all the information in this book. And I've gone on Instagram and followed her. And I believe she's also the lady responsible for the other Sewing Bee books as well, because I've had a look. There's lots of images of her with the various books in the past, holding them up and being very proud of them. So yeah, very detailed, but also very sort of basic, easy to follow instructions, which the other two, while very good, are probably a little bit of a higher level, shall we say. These break it down into really easy steps for you. So if you're looking for one, you want to get into this kind of thing, I would go for this one. And I would also check out the other books that are available. But always check your library first of all, because it's such a wealth of information in there and it's all completely free. Then if you do find that you love it, and you can get it out again and again, you can make notes. You could get it out, you could renew it if nobody else wants it and have it for longer, or you could just take it back and then have it out again in the future. But if you really want your own copy, try and get a hold of it secondhand, I would say, first of all, or put it on your birthday or wish list. But yeah, really good one. So those are the couple of things I wanted to mention today. As always, please comment what you've been up to, like and subscribe, and thank you so much for all your comments and all your support. It's really appreciated. That's all from me for today. Happy sewing and bye for now.